Hello, I'm William Jerk from Nerdy Geeky Freaky, and this is Nerd Logic. For this episode, I'm going to explain how the king of the monsters, Godzilla, could exist. For this interpretation of the monster, I'm going to be talking about from the legendary movie from 2014. Standing 350 feet tall, weighing 90,000 tons, he's the biggest interpretation of the monster. The largest known animal we know today is the blue whale, weighing in at 290 tons. First, I would like to point out the size. How could a body that tall hold itself up with all that weight? A lot of people bring up the square cube law, that how an animal of that size couldn't hold itself up out of the water without turning into a pile of green sludge. But that's considering he has bones like human and other animals on this planet. He could have hollow bones that are pound for pound because birds need to be strong to be able to fly. Or that's also considering Godzilla has a bone structure we're not aware of yet. Explaining the food would be easy. These species of giant monsters-like creatures don't need to consume calories like animals like today. These monsters consume radiation that is being fed for them from space in the young early life cycle of the Earth, millions of years before the dinosaurs or any other fossils we have found. So creatures of that size had a plentiful food source before the Earth started to change and they had to move underground, surviving on what was left of the radiation that was being fed to them from the Earth's core. The few that found the radiation spots survived deep in hibernation, also consuming radiation until the 1950s when men discovered nuclear power and awoken the king of the monsters. They talked about how Russia discovered him first. The movie shows that he's been on land before, giving out how they drew the picture of Godzilla's face on the bomb they tried to destroy him with. But as they tried to destroy him, they fed him with a radiation that put him back in his hibernation underneath the bottom of the ocean. But that was until the mutos woken up, and Godzilla realized that he had a threat to his food source. Another thing that makes Godzilla stand out is his radioactive blast. Being the only ancient monster we see using this gives him a strict advantage as being a dominant predator, and also may have been the key to his survival. In the movies they show the mutos have to consume radiation through their mouths, most likely storing it in some kind of stomach inside their body. We could say that Godzilla can absorb radiation through his skin, which means he can be able to survive living on the bottom of the ocean, absorbing the radiation through his skin. That would give him a higher advantage for climate change, allowing him and his species to absorb radiation in places other monsters cannot, like on the bottom of the ocean floor. The constant food source and this new Godzilla having gills, he could survive long enough unchecked by any other monster until he can notice a better food source, which in the 1950 bomb test showed him that there was food on land. And I would say that the key to his survival would be him be able to consume radiation through his skin, allowing his body room to store up radiation and allowing him to fire it out in a nuclear damaging blast against other monsters. That species' special advantage could be the key to his survival over millions and millions of years. His age alone couldn't be a factor. We don't know what creatures who feed on radiation can live up to. These creatures may not even be native to our planet. Many scientists believe in the panspermia theory, the theory that microbes from other planets could survive in space, and these monsters do feed on radiation. They could have come to our planet and evolved and flourished here. Their size and biology are nothing like anything else we have on this planet, before and now. Or you can go with the constant excuse for everything that they put in Godzilla movie, aliens. Thank you for listening. Join our Facebook page, join our Instagram, follow us on YouTube, download our podcast, Nerdy Geeky Freaky on iTunes, and thank you for listening. I am William Jerk. This has been Nerd Logic.